So this brings us to the last of the PhD graduates from the Plasma Lab, which is Oksana Katsuro-Hopkins. Oksana came to us actually as an applied math interested graduate student. Alan Boozer and I served as her doctoral advisors, and we persuaded her that her talents could be applied to great use, trying to help us understand feedback stabilization on the experiments we were doing on HBTEP. And so, happy to have her back.
Thank you very much for inviting me here, and I'm very grateful to have this chance to share with you my years at Columbia University. And I guess it's going to be a little bit different from other people. Dogs. I just put some pictures together when I looked through my photo albums, and you're going to see how it was for me at Columbia all this 10 years. Actually, I was with Columbia team for 10 years too. I was accepted in May 2000, and I worked with Jerry Navratil, Alan Boozer, James Bialik, Steve Saba, and Dave Maurer, and many others. And the focus of my work was resistive wormwood control using computer code Valen. So I didn't really spend too much time in the lab, actually. I was mostly with my computer by myself in the office with some other students and doing my calculations. So I graduated in February 2007, and then I spent about 4 years as a postdoc with our team in Princeton Plasma Physics Lab with Steve Sabach. So at Columbia, I received a special treatment, I can say. My first class was with introduction with plasma to plasma physics was with Thomas Pedersen, who just started at Columbia then, and we only had 2 students in a class. It was very special experience. It was a very special experience, and I've learned a lot of plasma physics, and it was also extremely exciting. And so we used the plasma physics book, as lots of you know, by Chen, and here's a picture of me and Yuhon at the APS meetings next to the Chen. So it was very funny to meet him, and that was my first APS meeting. So yes, here we go to the next slide. So it was very easy to go to APS meetings. Every time I would have very busy poster sessions. And I guess being a woman in a crowd of physicists, you always attract so much attention that by the end of every poster session every year, I would be hoarse and really tired. But it was always very fun. I had the opportunity to talk about my research, and it was every year it was a milestone that I had to finish something new and put it together as a presentation and talk to people about it. So that was a great part of the studying at Columbia for me. And here you can see Jim Bialik and Dave Maurer. I worked with them very closely. Okay, so after the meetings, we would go have fun. And this is a picture, it is also Long Beach 2001, and you can see Dmitry and Mikhail, all Russian students, friends, and Elon, Professor Fuller students. So it was very fun night. We almost got in trouble. Almost police was called, but we got out okay. So this was fun, but that we did without supervision. And then we also had fun with supervision. That was Columbia reunion dinner, also in Long Beach. So
not so much the drink, I guess.
No, yeah, well, we had some, but no problems at this event after the meeting. So, okay, halfway through my grad school, I had a baby, and as she is now 8 years old, you can see, and so I was preparing for my exams while I was pregnant with Lily. So believe it or not, she now reads Stephen Hawking's books. She talks to me about solar wind, burst of energy, magnetic field, and she can explain how aurora borealis is created. She also writes little fairy tales where she puts all those concepts in. I did not teach her that. So I guess maybe that's another way to produce plasma physicists. So, okay, this is on a more serious note. This is the title of my thesis. That's what I ended up doing with Columbia. It's called Optimized Feedback Control System Modeling of Resistive Wall Modes for Burning Plasma Experiments. And so I have 3 slides from my thesis presentations here just to show that I actually did some work at Columbia, not just went to the meetings and stuff. So I was adding noise to the Valen code, and then I worked on improved feedback systems, and so that turned out really good as I'm concerned. And I published the papers that's been cited 17 times. I think it's a good citation number. And so I'm showing the pictures, like the little picture of the kink mode. Of course, we talked about it already. So I worked on resistive wall mode control again, and okay. This is my favorite plot. When I got this plot at home on Saturday, I said, yes, I did it. So this was kind of this little red line over here. That was exactly my achievement, as I would say. I did something much better that Jim was doing with Valen. So I redesigned control system, and I applied lots of fancy mathematics. I guess that's where my applied math education from Russia came handy. That I was very comfortable playing those equations, and I improved performance. And with Steve Sabach, we did an experiment on STX. So that was, as I'm concerned, was successful. It was successful. It was wonderful. So this is my graduation picture, vodka and caviar. And so you can see this is Professor Chu, my little girl, under the chair. This is while we were still, while I was still tortured with the questions about defense. This is already after defense, and like caviar and the cake. This is a standard Russian treatment for after defense. So we had lots of fun. And I had to put picture of HPT. Yes, I would go to the lab sometimes, and I would see what this machine actually looked like. So there's a Dave and Royce too. So this is the last picture of my slide, and me and my thesis advisor. And I'm very thankful to Columbia for these wonderful years. And I'm going to use this opportunity to say that I am available for hire. And I can relocate too. So if you have any ideas, I'll appreciate that. Okay, thank you.